Joe Biden himself put on the signature red Trump hat. Is he trying to tell us something? A 9/11 widow bashed Joe Biden for his flippant remarks about 9/11, and footage from September 11, 2001 is recently going viral because it shows Donald Trump's actions in the immediate aftermath of the terrorist attacks. We'll get to all of that and much more in today's video, but first we turn to New York City, where Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, and JD Vance all showed up for the 9/11 memorial. You'll see Trump and Kamala shook hands there, a moment of unity. But throughout all of this, cheers for Trump. You can see Trump mouthing, "Thank you." More people cheering for Trump here. So as you saw there were multiple people cheering for Trump, calling out for Trump. At first, it sounded like it was just that one woman, but several people in the crowd joined in. Now, I know that a 9/11 memorial is not the place for politics, and I personally would not have cheered for any candidate if I were there. However, my defense for the people doing this is this happened while everyone was getting in place for the memorial to start. Once the memorial was in motion, there were no politics was left out with the exception of one moment. So, you know, it's not like they politicized the event. And like I said, this was the moments before while everything was getting set up. So that I 100% get. Now, in case you missed it, yesterday, as Joe Biden was leaving the White House, he said that, quote, "I'm going to do 9/11, and those were just really flippant remarks. Take a look at this.
I'm going up to my granddaughter's birthday in New York. Then we're going to watch a debate, and then tomorrow I'm doing 9/11. I spoke to the Vice President. She seems calm, cool, and collected. I think she's going to do great, and I'm not going to tell you what advice I gave her.
I'm going to do 9/11, just very poor choice of words, very flippant. And that was followed just a few hours later by Kamala Harris saying that January 6th was worse than the terrorist attacks of 9/11. This is Kamala yesterday, during yesterday's debate.
Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And what
Personally, I think 9/11 was a bigger attack on our democratic constitutional republic than January 6th, but that is just me. But that explains why the surviving families are so upset with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and a 9/11 widow actually called out Joe Biden while she was, speaking in memory of her lost loved one. Take a look at this.
My husband of 30 years was one of them. It is outrageous that our government would ever entertain the thought of granting the terrorists a plea deal. If not for the outcry of the 9/11 community, who knows what might have transpired. It has been 23 years and the families deserve justice and accountability. The elected officials here today show their respect and reverence to the families on September 11th. Or, in our president's words, do 9/11. Quite a flippant remark. But please remember that the September 11th families live it every day, not just on the anniversary.
Now, if you noticed, when it cut away to the politicians there, you saw Donald Trump and Michael Bloomberg, but Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were gone. Well, they apparently left the memorial early. Here's footage of them leaving while it was going on. If you listen closely, you can hear the audio of the memorial going on as they're leaving.
And my uncle, firefighter Frankie Esposito, and cousin.
Now, it's unclear where they went, and from what I could find, someone please fact check me, hold me accountable, but from what I could find, I couldn't find anything of Kamala Harris going to any other 9/11 memorial events. Joe Biden did go to Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and that's where he put on a red Trump cap. This is a footage of him. He put it on, according to the White House, in the spirit of unity. You can see people laughing, taking pictures, having a good time, and this is the footage of him putting it on.
Running instead of
so really remarkable moment. This was confirmed by the New York Post. Biden briefly dons Trump hat in visit to Shanksville, Pennsylvania fire station on 9/11 anniversary. President Biden briefly put on a Trump hat Wednesday during a visit, and then it was actually confirmed. The hat photo went viral, and the White House later confirmed that the president put it on briefly in the spirit of unity. And Trump War Room, an official Trump campaign account, they had fun with this, and they said, "Thanks for the support, Joe." So obviously having a lot of fun. And the timing of this couldn't be better, because just last night, Donald Trump joked that he was going to give Kamala Harris herself a red Trump cap. Here's what that moment looked like.
And policies like they have, I don't say her because she has no policy. Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy. But if she ever got elected, she'd change it.
So there you have it. I mean, hey, Joe Biden put on a Trump hat. It's been a crazy election cycle. I would not be surprised if Kamala ended up putting one on at some point. At least I wouldn't write it off from putting it on my bingo card. Also, her face when Trump said she was adopting his policies, and she acted so surprised and offended. First of all, I think that was rehearsed. Second of all, really disingenuous, because we all know she's copied a few of his proposals: no taxes on tips, the child tax credit, etc. So there you have that. Now, there is footage. I'm a little unclear on the date, maybe September 13, September 14, but it's from 2001, in the immediate aftermath of the terrorist attacks, of Trump going downtown, Deep Blue, New York City, to cheer on his men. He had 100 workers from his company who were helping in the rescue efforts, and he wanted to show moral support and cheer them on. And this was the moment when he was stopped along the way to ask, the press was curious, why are you going down there?
Fine. I think we'll do fine.
Donald, what do you think about all this? You're a developer. You've built buildings all your life.
Well, there's never been anything like this. It's disgraceful. And I hope we attack fast. I hope we find out who it is and go fast. Okay.
Why'd you want to come down here today?
I have about 100 men working down here, so just to spur them on. Hi, folks. Hi, folks. I have over 100 men out, and I hear doing an amazing job, so I just want to give them some support.
These are men from here in development?
Yeah, men from my company. We have another 100 coming in a little while.
And how long have they been down here?
They've been down here for about a day and a half.
What have you talked to other developers? Are they donating their time, their men's work?
Well, I hope they are. I haven't really focused on that, but we have a lot of people coming down here, and a lot of people down here now, and they're brave guys. A couple of them got hurt, but I'm just want to spur them on a little bit.
What did you think when you heard about this?
I was just down to Ground Zero. Ground Zero is a disaster. I've never seen anything like this. I hope we act very quickly. I hope we find out who did it and act accordingly and quickly.
Do you have any plans to donate money to the Widows and Children's Fund for the fallen firefighters?
I've done it over the years, and it certainly sounds.
So even before he entered politics, the Trump we know today is the same Trump. He's always been the same Trump. So in 2001, he wanted to show support for the people who were helping in the rescue efforts. And, to me, that reminds me of Trump's support for law enforcement, for police officers, for firefighters, for first responders. And it tells me that, whenever he shows support for law enforcement, it's not a show. It's not him trying to be political. I think him going down to Ground Zero on 9/11 really shows that he has empathy, which the left says he doesn't have, and that he really, does what he can to show that emotional support. And so, again, I just think it's really interesting, because that footage from 2001, I think, really is a preview of the candidate that we've come to know since 2015 and 2016. Well, Trump In addition to the 9/11 memorial, he went to Ladder 15, a fire station in New York City, and he surprised the firefighters there with a visit.
Fellas, I didn't see you up there. You okay? Everything else okay? We're going to fill you up. Mr. President, great job last night. Yeah, it was 3 on 1. 3 on 1. It was. They were going into it. You did a great job, though.
Now, you'll notice there was no press around, there wasn't anything staged, there wasn't a boom mic. This was just truly an organic surprise visit. Most of the footage coming out of this is from people who were there taking footage on their cell phones, so it's not like he was trying to score brownie points, score political points. He was just there to show his support. And again, when you compare that with what he did in the immediate aftermath of 2001, it's the same Trump. Now, that's not all. He also went to Pennsylvania and visited the fire station in Shanksville and also showed his support there. Again, you'll notice there's not any press around, no media. He's just talking one-on-one with them and really taking the time to get personal. We have no idea what they're saying. I'm assuming whoever's filming this either works for the fire station or maybe the campaign, but either way, they're keeping a distance. You know, they're maintaining his privacy and the privacy of those he's speaking with. So I think that that is a sneak peek into his character and what he does that we don't often see in the media. As always, this is my commentary, my analysis, and I would love to know yours in the comments below. What did you think about the 9/11 memorial? What do you think about the people cheering for Trump? What do you think about the 9/11 widow? There were a lot of stories in today's video, and I would love to know y'all's thoughts. If you haven't already, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask, but it really does help me in the algorithm to reach more viewers like you. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.